Hey guys, YEOUSCH here, and it's Thursday, which actually at the moment doesn't really mean that there's an A to Z, but I'm gonna try and get back into it. I know I keep saying this, but I've had a rough few weeks, and it just seems every Thursday I seem to be doing something. So I'm trying to crack on with this really early today and get it out to you guys as possible. The speed art you're watching is me doing Rick or Big Snacks' new background, and yeah, I was really happy with it. It's a pretty standard type thing. But I was happy with how it turned out, so that's what that is. And today we are on the letter N, which is actually really difficult. I thought it was going to be quite an easy one, but N is actually tricky as fuck. So what I've gone with, two quite simple words, but quite deep concepts. The first one is kind of a follow-up to my graphics rant the other day, but it's not a rant again, it's just a helpful suggestion. The first one I'm going to use is no. And that's not no as in K-N-O-W, it's no as in N-O. No. If you don't want to work for someone, say no. There's been a bit of an issue in the graphics world with people taking advantage of designers. And I can see that, I know that. People think that they're entitled to free graphics regardless of their channel size. People think they can pick up a controller and demand stuff. And the truth is, the people that are worth working for know your value. They know how much time you spend, and they appreciate you. So it's quite easy to pick those that are good to work with and those that aren't, because the ones that will work with you will help you in the way that they'll give you the opportunity to have your work showcased. If they're a big channel and they regularly get backgrounds made for you, if you've done something specifically for them and they've asked for it, then they ought to give you some time on the channel, at least a month, maybe 2 months, just so that you get some exposure for the work you've done. If they're not prepared to do that, say no, or give them a list of your prices. And the whole GFX uprising, which I really still don't support, stems from the fact that people are doing work for people they don't want to work with. They're saying that the FaZe clan treats them like shit. They just get new backgrounds in every day. They don't promote you. Well, just don't work for them then. Sure, FaZe clan are huge and everybody knows FaZe and everybody knows the big names, but just because you're working for them doesn't mean you'll get known. So foot in the door work is rarely a good idea. Sometimes it is, and in very, very few circumstances, foot in the door work is good. It's good if you're a smaller designer looking to get big and you're looking for that first push. Foot in the door work is good, but there's so many people out there now that your foot in the door will be squashed by a slightly bigger elephant foot in the door, which sucks. So as much as it might seem like an incredible opportunity, having your background on FaZe for a couple of days where you've worked 4 or 5 hours on it probably isn't worth it. So whatever they offer you, unless it's money or some specific promotion, then say no. But that's not to say that they might not say, well, we'll keep it up for 2 months and we'll put your speed art out on our channel, and if anybody asks who did our graphics, then we'll let them know. So the truth is, no isn't always the right answer. I'm not suggesting that anybody comes to you for a free background and you say no, but have a set limit. Have a specific set of criteria they have to fulfill for something to be done for nothing. So that's kind of just a really simple no. Like, just don't give in to the bigger fish because you think they'll help you out, if the likelihood is that in the past they haven't. And the second word is nice. Now, this isn't to do with actual work or design stuff. It's just about being nice. And this applies to everybody everywhere. But in the design sense, I try to be as helpful and as forthcoming as I possibly can be. Because I know how difficult it was being a smaller designer in such a huge community. And actually, the community's got so much bigger. The truth is, to try and make it nowadays, it's so much harder to get even to where I am with 5,000 subs, which isn't that many. It's quite difficult to get to those numbers, and there's too many people out there that aren't nice. and it's a shame because being nice is so easy. I try and answer all of my comments. I answer as many of my tweets as I can. And as my sub base grows, I find it more and more difficult. But it just means it takes more and more time. So I set aside more time to do it. Being nice is so easy that I don't see why anybody wouldn't be nice. It always baffles me why people don't just show some love. And everybody's trying to do the same thing. They're trying to have some exposure and show their stuff and make it. But if everybody does that while trying to be a knob about it, then you won't get very far. Actually, being nice, it feels good. It makes me happy anyway. I like being nice. There is something really quite rewarding about helping people out and doing tutorials and just generally being someone that people can talk to. I know that when I started, if the people that were big were able to help me, then it would have made my life a lot easier, and I'd been able to do it a lot quicker. I would have got to where I am now a lot quicker. But in many senses, some people don't have time for it. They get X amount of subscribers, and they think, well, I'm bigger than that. I'm better than that. I don't need to help these people, and I'll never feel like that. 5,000 subscribers, if I ever get to something like 50,000, I'll still be the same. Obviously, I won't be able to answer every comment or question or anything like that because there's not enough time in the day, but I'll do my very best to help out as much as I can and just be nice. Happiness breeds happiness, and I talked about happiness earlier on in this A to Z series to do with work, but actually, happiness just in general. You'll find that you'll get on much better with other designers and clients if you're nice, and even if they're not being the most helpful and forthcoming. Let's say they're not being very easy to work with. The moment you lose your cool and sort of, I'm trying to think of a way to describe this. The moment you descend into getting annoyed and getting upset and angry is the moment you've lost the edge on that piece of work. The piece of work will immediately start to lose its caliber, and you'll put less time into it. You won't mean to, but you will inadvertently. So being nice as much as you can will help you as both a designer and as someone in the community. So yeah, those are my two things. Say no to the people that you don't want to work with. Don't feel like you have to work with them, or that anybody's too good to turn down, because you can turn down anybody. It's your prerogative. And yeah, sure, someone else will do it, but they'll get treated like shit. Unfortunately, it's a vicious cycle that will get broken eventually, but it's a toughie. And the other one was being nice. So I've been YEOUSCH. As always, put what you want to see for LMNO. Ooh. Don't know what I'm going to do for O yet. So put in the comments what you want to see for O, and I'll have a little browse through and see what people think I should do. And put what you would have done for N. N was quite a tricky one, so I'd love to know what you guys would have done, and maybe your opinions on what I've spoken about today. So I'll try and get it to you next Thursday. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't. I'm going to try and record it a little bit earlier. And yeah, maybe I'll do someone else's video next week. So if you've got a speed art that you think is a really, really good one, pick your best one, and you want me to do a thing over it. Try and I might do 2, so we can have like a 8 or 9 minute video. Inbox me with the thing. I'm FuZePaNiiKzZ. My link is in the description, or tweet me the video, and make sure you let me know that it's for A to Z. And I'll try and get a couple of videos up here so we can get some other artists the recognition that they deserve. I might start doing that more often, having less of my stuff and more of other people's stuff. What do people think about that? That's just a spur of the moment thing. So I've been YEOUSCH, and it's been fantastic talking to you guys again. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, be sure to head over, and I hope you enjoy the stuff you see. Goodbye till next Thursday.